Educator Stephen Hawking kicked the bucket in 1985, 3 years previously the distribution of his top-of-the-line book A Brief History of Time. That is the hypothesis scientists have found subsequent to inspecting 6 signs they assert bolster Professor Hawking was supplanted with a twin. His appearance. Individuals change as they age, there's no uncertainty about that. In any case, as the conniving sweethearts call attention to, very few individuals look more youthful in 2017 than they did in 1982, particularly on the off chance that they're experiencing an illness as deforming as ALS. Nor do individuals' years diminish in estimate and as they get more established, and, in spite of the fact that gums can subside and teeth can destroy down and fall, it's uncommon for teeth to change in structure totally without significant dental work. Hair that gets blonder and less dark with age can be clarified, yet for what reason would somebody sufficiently vain to color their hair disregard their teeth so gravely? Truth be told, when the doubters inspect photos of the man they consider to be a fraud, they frequently remark that his teeth look as though they've been aggravated, with the base teeth longer than they were already, and rudely alluded to by a few individuals from the intrigue group as the Twin Towers, and the best teeth recorded to stubs. His condition. It's not exactly what he looks like that is the issue, there's the issue with his condition. The normal future for a man experiencing ALS is said to be 4 years from determination. Stephen was determined in 1963 to have an anticipation of 2 years. However, no doubt he is as yet alive, phenomenally, some would state, somewhere in the range of 55 years after the fact. The wedding photos? The photos gone up against the day of his marriage to first spouse Jane Wilde, whose book Traveling to Infinity, My Life with Stephen was made into the 2014 film The Theory of Everything, look truly ordinary. There's Hawking, since quite a while ago confronted, square-jawed with his floppy doll hair and screwy teeth clasping hands with his new really young-looking spouse. In any case, it's the photographs of his second wedding, when he wedded Elaine Mason, a lady who'd filled in as his attendant, that have gone under investigation. Photographs accessible of that wedding show Mason wearing an alternate wedding outfit in each and looking unequivocally more seasoned with shorter redder hair in the second photograph. In the main, she shows up with Stephen Hawking, and in the second, she is remaining nearby somebody who surely looks like Hawking, however who, skeptics have closed, is more than likely a carbon copy. Autonomous agents think old pictures of Hawking are step-by-step being eradicated and supplanted with photoshopped or even reshot variants. The voice blending PC. His voice integrating PC is another issue for guess. It's said to work by Hawking jerking a cheek muscle to filter and pick words on the screen, and these composed words are then transformed into talked words by means of the voice synthesizer. The individuals who trust that Professor Hawking is a mannequin for the tip-top don't trust that anybody could do this basically by jerking a cheek muscle and have watched that he's not always moving his face when he's talking. They believe is really happening that the educator isn't doing anything at all, and the voice we hear is the after effects of NASA astrophysicists writing data into a PC, data that they need the majority to hear and confide in, and it being transmitted to the PC joined to Hawking's wheelchair. The robot voice that exudes from that PC has nothing to do with Hawking, it's simply data that NASA need to push onto a naive and clueless open aficionados of Hawking, who hold tight to what they accept to be his, each word. The multifaceted nature of his hypotheses. A considerable measure of the hypotheses exhibited by Hawking are hard to demonstrate. A case of this can be found in a TV program, facilitated by Magnus Magnusson, where Hawking showed up close by sci-fi journalists Arthur C. Clarke and Carl Sagan. The voice from the machine talked. It stated, there are 2 sorts of time. There is what's called continuous. This is the sort of time that is estimated by a clock, the time that we feel passing, the time in which we develop more seasoned. Then there is fanciful time. An all-around characterized scientific idea. Imaginary time has no start or end. Non-existent time is surrounded itself, similar to the surface of the Earth. The surface of the Earth doesn't have any start or end. So why the requirement for a mannequin teacher? In the event that what the connivance scholars say is valid and if the genuine Hawking has been exchanged, the inquiry would clearly be, the reason? The most widely recognized hypothesis is that it was, and still is, vital for those in charge to push science and lose God. The forces that need individuals to feel that they are modest irrelevant specks in a boundless universe, on one of a trillion planets, in an ocean of incalculable suns, the reason being that individuals who feel inconsequential and little additionally feel frail and insignificant, in this way making them less demanding to control. They additionally need to get general society used to tolerating speculations as certainty. The substitute Hawking, they guarantee, is utilized as a mannequin to impart fear in the all-inclusive community. Advancing mankind has just 100 years left, that outsiders exist and that contact with them, which might be impending, could be cataclysmic. Such a lot of scaremongering puts the general population in a frightful state, again making them simpler to control. Doubters have watched that the mannequin educator is likewise an extraordinary defender of artificial intelligence and science, guaranteeing that logic is dead, that there is no God and that science has the responses to everything, all of which conflicts with his prior philosophical position and hypotheses. The Hawking of the most recent 10 years has additionally pushed an Earth-wide temperature boost, is hostile to Trump, against Scottish independence and against Brexit. He is all of a sudden exceptionally political, apparently enabling his name to be attached onto everything without exception, trying to make certain thoughts or political motivation more sound, and, in light of the fact that the overall population trusts Professor Hawking is a standout amongst the most wise researchers ever, this works. As of late, he's waxed expressive about environmental change, is a supporter of the Paris Agreement and, in an article in The Guardian a year ago, was cited as being in help of carbon impose. He additionally recorded a tribute for the Democratic applicant Al Gore and was a piece of a scholastic blacklist of a meeting in Israel. There are numerous more cases of how Hawking's name has been connected to different political plans, which truth searchers find very suspicious. A portion of the individuals who trust Stephen Hawking has been supplanted think he kicked the bucket in 1985 when he contracted pneumonia and was in a coma. His life was purportedly spared by a tracheotomy. Preceding this, he'd been not able in part, however when he returned, looking observably changed, he was phenomenally ready to talk utilizing an inconceivably propelled PC framework. In addition to the fact that he was ready to impart over and above anyone's expectations, he was additionally ready to pass on thoughts that negated past thoughts and bolstered new, cash-making plans, enabling his name to be utilized to offer whatever trick, thought or item governments or huge organizations need to offer.